If you are moving to Boise, Idaho, I just found you what is essentially a brand new suburb that is absolutely insane. No one is talking about it yet. You can also be the first to buy a home here and capitalize on some major investment potential, which we will talk about later. There are no other videos on this. Even the home lots are starting to be reserved now. So we will go through everything you need to know about the area and stay for the end where I show you just how crazy this place is going to be, because it is seriously something Boise has never seen. And it might even sway a few people into moving to Boise that weren't going to move here before. My name is Brady Fagel and I am a Boise local and a real estate agent, and I cannot tell you how excited I am for this new master community. When I say it is basically its own suburb, I mean it. I should probably tell you the name of it, and it is called Valnova. It will be located within Eagle, Idaho, which is a suburb of Boise. It is off of Highway 16 as you head to Emmett, Idaho, and right next door to the River Birch Golf Course that is in Star. So it is in between Star, Eagle, and Emmett. And although you will see in a second, none of that really matters because it will become its own reference point soon enough. This place is so new that they don't have roads or maps on Google yet, even though they have been built, which means you guys are getting first access. But I first want to talk about where they are at in the process, including the homes that are starting to be built, then go through the impact and what you need to know if you are moving to Boise. And then of course, at the end, really show you how crazy this place will be, especially for a place like Idaho, because there is a lot to go over. And as you can see, it is just roads right now with a few of the subdivisions starting to be developed and a few trees popping up. For those of you who have watched the Avamore video or you know of Avamore, the first phase will be similar to where Avamore is at right now. It's 3 sections of communities. One that will be more affordable, high density homes, think townhomes and patio homes. Then another section that will be Tresidio and Berkeley as the builder, which if you have seen the Valor communities, it is very similar to the homes that are in Valor. And then a third section that will be high-end homes, which will be similar to like a Dry Creek Ranch or even a Legacy, with larger lots and multi-million-dollar homes built by builders like Solitude. And this is just a very, very small start. Anytime you get huge developments like this, they have to start small, which is where the investment potential comes in that we will talk about in a little while. Because reservations are starting to happen now, with people being able to move in here as soon as 2025, so not that far away. To get to Valnova, you take a windy road through beautiful foothills of Eagle, but before that, as you can see, they already widened the highway that usually takes you to Emmett, and this was one of the first development steps. They also built the roundabout where you can see that they have plans to build out a future overpass over Highway 16. This will give easier access out of this entrance of Valnova and avoid anything going wrong or having backup on Highway 16. It also shows just how big this place will be. They have 6,000 acres of land that they will all be developed, which can fit a lot of stuff that you really have to see. And those examples at the end of this video will really show you how much this will fit into that land. It's something that Boise has really never fully seen. And before we get into what this area is like, for those of you moving here, and then of course diving into how crazy this place will be, my name is Brady Fagel, and I make these videos every week to hopefully help you learn about the Boise area. Shoot me a text or a call anytime if you have any questions. If you've made it this far into the video and you found some value already, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out and it helps you not miss any of the videos. And know that if you trust me enough to watch my videos and reach out, then you deserve to have me be your agent, not someone on my team or someone you haven't seen. So I look forward to meeting you and chatting with you. Now, the area where Valnova will be is in Eagle, Idaho, like I said, which is about a 30-minute drive to Boise. Your closest grocery stores will be in Star, but those are only Ridley's and Albertsons. So your major grocery shopping like Costco will be done in North Meridian, which is only about a 15 to 20 minute drive, and that will likely shorten up when they fully connect the second entrance of Valnova that will then become the main entrance. And this is another awesome perk of Valnova because most of these large mountain subdivisions that Boise has are much farther from Costco and some of the major stores. Star and Eagle are also some of the safest cities in Idaho and are way, way below the national average for crime rates, so you'll be in some of the best areas of Boise. Right now, there is only the one entrance that we looked at, Highway 16 through Star, but on the map, you will see later that the main entrance will actually come in from Linder Road, which runs through Eagle, and then it is directly into some of those major amenities that are in Meridian. So there will be quick access into some of those restaurants and shops and Costco. The only downside to these areas is in the short term. So because they haven't developed all of the crazy amenities that we will go over at the end, it will be a 30-minute drive into the Village in Meridian, which is an outdoor shopping mall and a very popular place here in Boise, or places like Topgolf or even downtown Boise. So until they build some of these amenities, you will have longer commutes into all of the great things to do in Boise. But again, it will be a very rewarding investment this early in the process. Plus you get to live in the foothills, and it's already, it's a beautiful place to live. So it's not like you're struggling for years waiting for cool stuff to come. When I drove in to film some of the drone shots, there was actually some antelope right off the road, and it's just a beautiful area. Plus it will have a creek bottom, which we'll talk about. And I want to touch a little more on the current building opportunities first before we get into the amenities. The more affordable section with townhomes and higher density homes will be called Lindale. Shea, Hammett, and Hallmark will be the builders, and this will be located right at the main entrance. It will be connected to all of the major amenities, and it will provide some of the smaller, more affordable options. Later on, this will be some of the few homes that will have quick walkability to the city center of Valnova. The second section will be Tresidio and the Berkeley section, and then this is across from Lindale that we just talked about, and this will be called Muirhaven. So it will also be localized to the major amenities in Valnova, and these two builders do a great job in that mid-tier luxury price point. And then the third section will be lots as large as 1.5 acres, and this will be all custom homes tucked away in the foothill section and elevated views. If you want more details on any of this, or you want to learn about the waiting lists and the price points, just shoot me a text or a call and I will personally keep you updated. Now, I've said this is basically a new suburb, and that's because this will be something that Boise has really never seen. Texas and Arizona have some major master plan communities with little cities that they call neighborhoods. But this will be something completely new to Boise. It's something that they've tried in Avamore and Dry Creek Ranch, but it's just not looking like it will be the same. This will be 6,000 acres. It will be 7,000 homes, and that would almost make it larger than the entire suburb of Middleton as far as the population goes. And then I want to run through the amenities. So I'll show you what they've already done in other states that they're kind of planning for Boise to really give you a visual of what it will be. The first amenity of Valnova is called the Greenway, which they have already started building. This will be a couple mile long green belt, which will have a river, trees, lakes, and it will create kind of a little oasis in the center of Valnova all the way through. So you can go for hikes, or you can walk your dog and spend time in the nature setting. Kind of think of this as like a mini Boise River Greenbelt. The center of town will also be a community park, which at first will consist of a community center, but it's not your standard community center that you see in neighborhoods. This one will have spas and pools, including a lagoon style pool that you might see at like a resort. It will have tennis and pickleball courts, beachside activities along a lake that they will build called Lake Valnova. And phase 1 of this is scheduled to be finished in 2025, so at the same time that some of these first homes will be built. And as you will see at the end in some of the other communities they have built in other states, there are much, much bigger plans for what we just went through. It's not your standard pool, and it's not your standard community center. Along the city center and Greenway, they will build out restaurants and stores. So it will have kind of a plaza area with place to hang out. So you never really need to leave the community. The next section is probably the coolest part to me. It's very unique, and that is a 36-hole presidential golf course, which is not the craziest part, but the hundreds of acres of open land and green spaces. They're going to have tons of that for hiking, spread out and reserved for extra walking trails. And then they're going to have a ski lift that will be used for people to get a ride to the top of the foothills and then mountain bike down the trails. It also is supposed to include a magic carpet service that will be used for tubing in the wintertime. So it's super cool amenity that you don't have anywhere else. And for those of you who have heard of Bogus Basin, this will mean that you no longer have to drive an hour and a half in the wintertime to get these kind of amenities. It will just be right in your backyard. Now, like I said, this company has done this elsewhere. So let's look at some of the visuals to show you exactly what you can expect with Valnova. The most comparable of these is Desert Color. As you can see, this place has been built out and it looks like a resort you'd visit on vacation. It has what's basically a Topgolf. It has pickleball courts everywhere and parks everywhere, the pools and the spas, and there's beaches. And then of course there's golf course, which I do know that there are plans for Valnova and Boise to eventually build out a huge indoor sports and entertainment facility. They will have indoor pickleball courts and basketball courts, so a really big sports center and activity center. There's also a possibility in the future of having a 5-star hotel in Valnova, and then there are future plans to have a 55 plus section, which is amazing because Boise is lacking in that category at times. But as you can see from Desert Color, Valnova is truly going to be a whole new way of living in Boise, which if you are worried about the growth of Boise and this video seems crazy or starts more questions, watch this video here where I survey everyone I know in Boise and ask them what they don't like about Boise. There are something that they say that give you insights into the changes Boise has seen and what you might run into moving here. So thank you guys for watching. I look forward to meeting you in person.